NFTs are more than just art. The average consumer believes NFTs are overpriced digital images and are quite skeptical of the whole concept. And they should be, right? 7 out of 10 of the top NFT projects by transactional volume happen to be digital art. We're doing NFTs wrong. We've taken a revolutionary technology and diluted it down to just monkey JPEGs and digital baseball cards. NFTs can do so much more, and we are just scratching the surface of what's possible with this technology. Condensing NFTs down to just art is like saying the internet is a tool to just browse cat videos. That's an entertaining use case, but there's so much more we can do with the internet. Similarly, there's so much more we can accomplish with NFTs. NFTs have the power to fundamentally change how we think about ownership, how our economy functions. NFTs can empower people that have been left behind by banks, people that have been censored by governments and platforms, and change the way the digital economy functions. How do we think about licensing and copyrights and subscriptions? So what really are NFTs? Let's break that down. NFTs stand for non-fungible tokens. Fungible refers to things that can be interchanged without losing value. So let's say if I have a dollar bill and if you have a dollar bill, we can switch them, and the value doesn't change. It's still worth $1. An NFT is a non-fungible token. It's something that's not fungible and can represent unique characteristics, something that cannot be interchanged amongst each other. NFTs can, in essence, act as a digital representation of our world. NFTs can take the uniqueness of our lives, the car we drove in today, the street we live on, the house we live in, and even the person sitting next to you, they're all unique. And NFTs allow us to express this uniqueness on the blockchain. And with this, we can leverage the benefits blockchain provides, namely trust, decentralization, immutability, and transparency. NFT is a revolutionary technology, and the possibilities with them are endless. I'll be delving into 3 key areas where NFTs can really make a difference. The first one is digital assets. NFTs can serve as a digital representation of ownership. For physical assets like cars, clothing, this can be super useful. And they can fundamentally change the way our economy functions. An example of this can be something like real estate, which has a particularly high barrier to entry, right? Like it's super hard to buy a house, it's expensive, and NFTs can come in with fractional ownership, where you can own 1 bedroom in a 4-bedroom house and get paid the rent for that 1 bedroom. NFTs also level the playing field by providing opportunity. People, communities, and people that have been left behind by banks can really benefit by taking loans which don't discriminate on them based on their color or their background. Another area NFTs can really help with assets is online retailers, which struggle with counterfeit goods. And what NFTs can do is they can provide authenticity. Authenticity is really invaluable when you're buying something from someone online. You don't know if the person you're buying from has that item, right? So NFTs can help you verify that the item you're buying is actually a real product. You can look at the chain and figure out, all right, this is something the person brought from the brand directly. And this is really useful for current platforms because proof of authenticity is currently done manually. The next area NFTs can really disrupt are centralized platforms, which have in recent years started acting more like gatekeepers and centralized monopolies. Platforms like Spotify are constantly being scrutinized for underpaying artists, basically giving them pennies to the dollar. There are also complex royalty structures, licensing structures, and copyrights, which most artists have to sign to, which don't benefit you if you're a new artist or an individual artist just starting out. NFTs, especially music streaming NFTs, can cut out the middleman. They can facilitate a direct one-to-one relationship between you and the creator who's producing the music, and also simplify copyright and licensing deals. This can allow creators to get paid fairly. This direct relationship can also be used to download applications and subscriptions. Developers can surpass the 30% fee which which Apple usually takes from people putting stuff on their platform and get paid more of the money. They can cut out the middleman. And because we are seeing this with software projects recently where people are selling NFTs of memberships. So let's say if I buy a yearly membership to a project, I can sell that after a couple of months and recoup some of my initial investment if I don't need it. The third area NFTs can really benefit are digital identity. Identity is something that's so fundamentally human, and there's a wavelength of how people choose to express themselves online. One of the biggest use cases we saw last year was people changing their NFT, their Twitter profile pictures to have NFTs to show that this is an area they care about and this is something they're passionate about. But identity is more than just that. Identity is also how you are looked at by online services and people around you. NFTs can allow you to control what part of your identity you'd like to share with the world. This is where something like soulbound tokens come in, which is something Vitalik proposed earlier this year. Soulbound tokens are basically non-transferable NFTs. Some are touting it as NFTs 2.0. An example of this, example where this is useful is something like a college diploma. If your college diploma is currently an NFT, you could sell it to someone, and a college diploma is pretty useless if someone can just buy it. This is where soulbound tokens can come in, because only the college can bestow the diploma to you, and you can't transfer it to any other wallet. While there are some privacy concerns with this, which we need to address, soulbound tokens can essentially allow you to represent parts of your identity in a selective way. For example, let's say you're signing up for an exchange, and that exchange requires you to upload your proof of residency. If you don't feel comfortable sharing your bank account statements and your license and all that stuff with them, you could just upload a soulbound token, which could be used for verification. This soulbound token could be bestowed to you by a service which you trust more, and you're more comfortable providing your information to. So, what are some of the main challenges we need to reach mass adoption of NFTs? The biggest one is speed and scalability and environmental concerns. These two go hand in hand, and they are the side effects of proof of work. Proof of work consensus algorithms give us more security, but they also come at a cost, which is they slow down transactions and it takes a lot of time. We're seeing, since proof of work mainly requires energy, this has big environmental consequences which we need to address. With Ethereum joining proof of stake and the whole shift to proof of stake that's happening with the merge and blockchains like Avalanche and Solana using proof of stake, we're taking a big step towards being more eco-friendly. The third challenge which we really need to overcome is regulation. Ownership without enforcement is pretty useless, right? Because what good is me owning an NFT of my house if there are no legal regulations in place to protect my property? This is why it's important for us to change the narrative that currently surrounds NFTs. They're more than digital art. There's so much actual use there's so much actual use we get with NFTs, and we need to show this to lawmakers and people that can actually influence change. We've just scratched the surface of what's possible with NFTs. NFTs can allow us to break from the shackles of centralized monopolies that have acted as gatekeepers for too long and reach true digital freedom. It's going to be an exciting and bumpy ride, but the real NFT revolution has just begun. My name is Ayush Khandelwal, and it's been an absolute honor speaking to you today. Thank you.